not, this picture was taken not in August. This was taken July the 2nd, 1963 in New York City to plan the March on Washington. You recognize Roy Wilkins of the NAACP, James Palmer, most of you may be too young. You remember the movie, The Great Debaters? Any of you see that movie?
Yes.
Well, James Palmer was a student at Little Wiley College in Texas. And he went undergrad at Wiley College, went to Howard University in Washington to graduate school. But he was on the debating team at Wiley College, and they played him in the movie. Little Wiley College debated Harvard and won. That's the movie with Denzel Washington, right? And you recognize young Martin Luther King Jr.?
Yes.
He was born in Atlanta and came pastor of the church in Montgomery and led the Montgomery bus boycott. You know the whole story, right? So I need to tell you. Well, this man here was born in Jacksonville, Florida. A. Philip Randolph, the labor leader, the civil rights leader, the human rights leader. And he was a prince of a man. There was so much respect for him. He tried to organize a march against President Roosevelt, and then one during the Truman administration, he finally got his march. And he became the dean of black leadership. And it was his idea. He organized something called the Brotherhood of Sleeping Car Porters, representing the men working on the railroad. And this is the late Whitney Young, who was born in Kentucky. He became the dean of the School of Social Work at Atlanta University, and later the head of the National Urban League. And you recognize this young guy on the end? Yeah. See, at one time I did have all my hair, right? But that was the first meeting. From this meeting, we invited 4 major white religious and labor leaders to join us in the issue the call for the March on Washington. So after this meeting, with the 4 white leaders, we met with President Kennedy. And it was in that meeting that we told the president we were going to march on Washington. President Kennedy didn't like the idea of a march on Washington. He thought there would be violence and chaos. And Mr. Randolph spoke up and said, Mr. President, this will be an orderly, peaceful, nonviolent protest. And we did march. More than 250,000 of us came here and spoke. You have the photo.